So today, on this lovely Saturday, I thought I'd deliver another video now that I'm home temporarily, so I'm going to talk about a very loose topic and something that I find is very much up to personal preference, and that is quirks. I've talked quite a bit about quirks in the past, but I just kinda wanna talk about a quirk because why the hell not? There's a lot to say about pretty much any quirk, so well, here goes, and the quirk that I'll be talking about today is Todoroki's half hot, half cold, which is, as we all should know, one quirk that's pretty much split up into two quirks. That's really the only way to explain it, since at the end of the day it's just one quirk. No one naturally has more quirks. He simply has two sides to the same quirk. One thing about this quirk that I think is really interesting to talk about is where it is going to be in the future, because right now Todoroki has mostly used his ice side, since he doesn't have that same natural flow to his hot side as he does with his cold side. This was first showed in the sports festival when he burned out all of his energy in no time from just shooting out an abnormal amount of fire against Deku, which he was able to use in order to win, but when comparing to how he uses his ice, it became evidently clear that he had absolutely no control when using his half hot in combat to that extent. It may work when simply heating up stuff or melting the ice that is made, but if you go up against an enemy that's either equal to yourself or stronger, having that natural flow to it, it is pretty much a must, because without it, well, you may have the power, but for how long can you sustain it? That's something that Todoroki needs to work on. Even where the manga is right now, he still hasn't learned to control it properly, and the reason for that isn't that strange. He's been avoiding it his whole life in spite of his own father for being hard on him and his mother, just because he wanted the perfect child to surpass All Might. Nothing else pretty much mattered, and while Todoroki has the potential quirk to carry this out without the needed quirk control, he won't be getting there anytime soon, but once he does in fact manage to get some kind of control of it, I am sure that he will be climbing up in power and skill very quickly, because even with just his eyes, he was able to accomplish great things, just not everything. For instance, it would be pretty interesting to see if Todoroki could use both of his sides together in the future in order to create attacks that have a mixture of both ice and fire, which could generate some serious firepower. Yes, the quirk itself really radiates with the potential to rival future Deku with One for All, because I do believe that Bakugo, Deku and Todoroki will be very close in ability in the future. There won't be a very big gap, because while it's possible, I don't see Deku getting that big ass body that All Might has. I mean, I know he won't get it from a transformation, but even just growing naturally, I don't see him with a body that large, since his new shoot style works a lot better with a tinier body type and things like that. Anyway, enough about Deku. Back to Todoroki. One thing that I want to see is Todoroki officially bodying his own dad by challenging him in power, and I want it to be on screen in the series because that's going to be one of his first yet massive milestones to reach. He pretty much hates his dad, not as much as he once did I believe, but still he doesn't exactly love him, so for us to see the time when he will in fact surpass his old man through skill and power would be an absolutely huge moment in the series, and it would make Todoroki's character extremely well built. I'll admit, Todoroki is not one of my favorite characters, but he is definitely a character of great potential. That is undeniable fact. He has so much potential to grow and to become loved by those who don't already love him. I hope that time comes soon, because I want to like his character. I like his quirk a lot, but as far as he goes, I don't really want to make that big step just yet. Another thing that I also want to be a thing is his drawback increasing. By that I mean I want him to get burned or freeze even more as his power grows, because we do know that if he uses only cold, he will eventually start to freeze himself. So I really want to see that drawback becoming more intense as time progresses, which would pretty much force him to utilize both half hot and half cold in order for that drawback to not be a problem for him, because if he starts to freeze during a fight, that will make his effectiveness drop. Same applies if he gets too hot, maybe his skin will start to burn, and if he doesn't apply any cold at that time, it's going to make him underperform. I guess what I kinda want to say is that it would be nice to see some development in the form of maybe having Todoroki overusing one side of his quirk, resulting in him taking serious damage from maybe frostbite or a burn. Nothing that would cause permanent damage, but something that would require him to either need the aid of Recovery Girl or simply have to wait for said wound to heal the old-fashioned way. Well, with that said, I'll be ending the video here. Let me know what you think about Todoroki's future quirk potential down in the comments, and as always, if you did, please like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host, Perm, and I'll see you soon.